Hi everybody, it's 9 o'clock and 9 o'clock is with me, Father Warner. We are in Tuesday of the fourth week of Advent. Today our Gospel is taken from Luke chapter 1 verse 26 to 38, and we'll be doing the Gospel of Luke for the next couple of days. I've entitled today's teaching, No Consultation, Just Communication. So let's take our inspiration for today's reflection from that one line from the Gospel. And now you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you will name him Jesus. So we live in a world where any communication, even remotely sensed as dictatorial or authoritative, is frowned upon. You know, nations that are run by military juntas or by communism, or even those that are pseudo-democratic, are often approached with caution. For consultation in such kind of nations is non-existent, and a demand is very often made by these kind of governments for their citizens to fall in line. People treat this kind of communication with also fear, but people don't like it. So the world is sensitive to the way we communicate with each other. You notice that language has become more inclusive, less judgmental, and stereotypical, and extremely gender sensitive. So on the whole, today we are very careful with the way we speak to one another. Communication, especially in the social environment, demands sensitivity, demands politeness, and you could lose your job over one callous or misplaced comment. Now, weigh all of what I've just said with a communication that happened 2000 years ago. It lacked all the social niceties of the modern world. The privacy of a young virgin was simply breached. There is no evidence that a door was knocked on or a polite request was made to enter, and not even an appointment taken. And what followed next was shocking by modern demands of a courteous communication. A message was communicated, and consultation was not even a consideration. There was no negotiation, nor was time given to weigh the pros and the cons. There was no attempt to bring all parties on board, and no wider consultation with Mary's betrothed, who it almost seems had no choice in the matter himself. Mary's perplexities on that occasion were not addressed by a committee of human resource personnel. There was but a brief communique, a statement of intent given to Mary. Yes, our Blessed Mother Mary was told she need not be afraid, but nothing after that communication sounded very reassuring. On the contrary, it was very demanding, literally with a to-do list attached, starting with "you will name him Jesus," and then everything else followed. So those words, "and now you will conceive in your womb and bear a son," was not really a request. You know, Mary had just two lines in terms of a response. If you read the Gospels, there were just two responses. The first was a clarification. She says, "Well, how can this be since I'm a virgin?" The second was a statement of acceptance. She says, "Here I am, the servant of the Lord. Here I am. Let it be done to me according to your word." Now, while the fiat or the yes of Mary, that's what the word fiat means. When we speak of the fiat of Mary, we mean the yes of Mary. While that yes of Mary is made much of, as if it was the obvious answer to the world's best job offer, the reality of that yes was quite different. Yet in a world that weighs its options and chooses what is best for us, here was a simple 14 or 16-year-old girl who took no offense of how she was asked or by whom she was asked. She never asked for a contract or demanded to see the fine print. There was a demand made by God. She accepted it blindly, trusting in the one who made the request, rather than getting lost in the myriad details of the plan that would eventually unfold. You know, the problem with many faith believers is that we treat faith-based activity like we approach a job prospect. We want to see the offer at hand, check the fine print, run over possibilities, weigh options, get feelers from the market, and so on and so forth. You know, the call of God, my dear friends, cannot be analyzed under a microscope. It demands a faith in Him, knowing that the plan comes from Him and He has the blueprint carved, as He said, on the palm of His hand. I do hope you enjoyed this teaching today. Brief, I've been keeping them short, sweet, and interesting, so that you can have something to ponder about, like Mary. Ponder it in your heart as we are so close to Christmas. Today I want to wish a couple of friends a very happy anniversary. To Ghana and Melita from Orlem, a happy anniversary. I was privileged to be at your wedding, and so also at the wedding of Desi and Daryl, who live in New Zealand, and Savio and Jane from Bandra. God bless you all. Have a blessed day. I know some of you, Ghana married a few years ago. I think Savio and Jane and Desi and Daryl several years ago. But I still remember those happy occasions. God bless you all. Don't forget to like this video. Please leave your comments. Please leave your suggestions. Please leave something that you'd like me to talk about. Perhaps many of you sometimes inspire me to write on some article or the other. So thank you for reaching out, many of you. Thank you also for your contributions that you've been making both to this ministry and to the Love, Joy, Hope Foundation, a home that we run for children in Goa. God bless you, everybody, and keep well. I'll see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is with Father Warner. The last thing is, don't forget, as I said a few minutes ago, hit that like button.